Sun-drenched.
Sun-drenched.
Sun-drenched tropical islands.
Sundress.
Sundress.
Sundries.
Sundries.
Sundry.
Sundry.
I don't want you telling our private business to all and sundry.
He makes films about animals, plants, and sundry other subjects.
Sunfish.
Sunfish.
Sunflower.
Sunflower.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
Sun god.
Sun god.
Sun-hat.
Sun-hat.
Sunk.
Sunk.
Sunken.
Sunken.
The wrecks of sunken ships. Sunken treasure.
Her eyes looked dull and sunken. Steps led down to a sunken garden.
A sunken bath.
Sun-kissed.
Sun-kissed.
The famous sun-kissed resort of Acapulco.
Sun-lamp.
Sun-lamp.
Sunless.
Sunless.
Sunlight.
Sunlight.
The water sparkled in the bright sunlight.
The garden looked lovely in the evening sunlight.
Sunlight streamed through the windows. A shaft of sunlight.
Sunlit.
Sunlit.
A sunlit garden. Sun lounge.
Sun lounge.
Sun lounger.
Sun lounger.
Sunny.
Sunny.
Sunnies. Sunnies. Sunny.
Sunny.
A warm sunny day.
A sunny morning.
A nice sunny room.
I hope it's sunny tomorrow.
Sunny periods, spells, intervals.
Tuesday will be dry with sunny spells.
A sunny smile.
Sunny side up.
Sunny side up.
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
A farmer's day begins at sunrise.
A picture of sunrise over Mount Fuji.
Sunrise industry.
Sunrise industry.
Sunroof.
Sunroof.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
Sunset.
Sunset.
We take the flag down at sunset. A glorious sunset.
Sunset industry.
Sunset industry.
Sunset industries such as steel.
Sunshade.
Sunshade.
Sunshine. Sunshine.
We had 3 days of spring sunshine.
Couples strolled in the afternoon sunshine.
She brought sunshine into our lives.
He was the only ray of sunshine in her life.
Look, sunshine, I've had just about enough of you.
Sunspot.
Sunspot.
Sunstroke.
Sunstroke.
Suntan.
Suntan.
Suntan lotion.
Suntan lotion.
Suntrap.
Suntrap.
Sun porch.
Sun porch.
Sun worshipper.
Sun worshipper.
Sup.
Sup.
Super.
Super.
An old car in super condition.
That sounds super. What a super idea.
Sorry, I'm super tired. I have to turn in.
Super.
Super.
The super rich.
Super efficient.
Super fit.
Superabundance.
Superabundance.
A superabundance of cars in our streets.
Superannuated.
Superannuated.
Superannuated sportsman.
Superannuated computing equipment.
Superannuation.
Superannuation.
Superannuation scheme.
Superannuation scheme.
Superannuated. Superabundance.
Superb.
Superb.
The food was superb.
Superb weather.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Superbug.
Superbug.
Supercharged.
Supercharged.
Supercilious.
Supercilious.
Supercilious wine waiters. Supercomputer.
Supercomputer.
Superconductivity.
Superconductivity.
Superconductor.
Superconductor.
Superduper.
Super-duper.
Superego.
Superego.
Superficial.
Superficial.
Even a superficial inspection revealed serious flaws. Naturally, such visits can allow only the most superficial understanding of prison life. Despite their superficial similarities, the two novels are in fact very different.
Beneath his refined manners and superficial elegance lay something treacherous.
Despite their superficial similarities, the two novels are in fact very different.
Beneath his refined manners and superficial elegance lay something treacherous.
At a superficial level, things seem to have remained the same.
She escaped with only superficial cuts and bruises.
Superficial damage.
All the other girls seemed silly and superficial to Darlene.
Superficial changes in government policies.
Superfluity.
Superfluity.
Superfluous.
Superfluous.
A modern building with no superfluous decoration.
Superfood.
Superfood. These berries are considered a superfood because they are rich in vitamin C.
Super-G.
Super-G.
Superglue.
Superglue.
Supergrass.
Supergrass.
Superhero.
Superhero.
Superhighway.
Superhighway.
Superhuman.
Superhuman.
It will require a superhuman effort to get the job done on time.
Superimpose.
Superimpose.
A photo of a cup of cappuccino had been superimposed on a picture of Venice.
Eastern themes superimposed onto Western architecture.
Superintend.
Superintend.
Superintendent.
Superintendent.
A young park superintendent.
The superintendent of the Methodist Church in Hawaii.
Superinjunction.
Superinjunction.
Superior.
Superior.
Fletcher's superior technique brought him victory.
Your computer is far superior to mine.
He loves making fun of women. It makes him feel superior.
A vastly superior army. She had that superior tone of voice.
Don't you usually salute a superior officer? A superior court.
A superior wine.
He had a good working relationship with his immediate superior.
Superiority.
Superiority.
The supposed superiority of the male sex. The intellectual superiority of humans over other animals.
U.S. superiority in air power.
Janet always spoke with an air of superiority. His sense of superiority.
Superlative.
Superlative.
A superlative performance.
An actress who deserves superlatives.
Superlatively.
Superlatively.
Superlatively happy.
Supermall.
Supermall.
Superman.
Superman.
Supermarket.
Supermarket.
Supermodel.
Supermodel.
Supermom.
Supermom.
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Supernatural powers.
Belief in the supernatural.
Supernova.
Supernova.
Superpower.
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 Superscript.
Superscript.
Supersede.
Supersede.
Their map has since been superseded by photographic atlases.
Supersize.
Supersize.
Could I get a supersized fries with that?
Supersonic.
Supersonic.
Supersonic aircraft.
Superstar.
Superstar.
Superstate.
Superstate.
He was totally against the idea of a European superstate.
Superstition.
Superstition.
The old superstition that walking under a ladder is unlucky.
Superstitious.
A superstitious woman.
Superstore.
Superstore.
A DIY superstore.
Superstructure.
Superstructure.
The whole superstructure of capitalism.
Supertanker.
Supertanker.
Supervene.
Supervene.
Supervise.
Supervise.
Griffiths closely supervised the research.
Supervision.
Supervision.
The baby needs constant supervision.
Costumes and sets were also made under his supervision.
Supervisor.
Supervisor.
I had a supervisory role.
Superwoman.
Superwoman.
Supine.
Supine.
In a supine position.
A supine and cowardly press.
Supper.
Supper.
Why don't you come over for supper on Friday?
We had supper in a small Italian place.
Have you eaten supper?
For supper, we had spaghetti.
Supplant.
Supplant.
Barker was soon supplanted as party leader.
Supple.
Supple.
She exercises every day to keep herself supple.
Supplement.
Supplement.
Vitamins and other dietary supplements.
The payments are a supplement to his usual salary. The Sunday supplements. Single rooms are available as a supplement.
Kia supplements her regular salary by tutoring in the evenings.
Supplementary.
Supplementary.
Supplementary information.
Suppliant.
Suppliant.
Supplicant.
Supplicant.
Supplication.
Supplication.
Paolo knelt and bowed his head in supplication.
Supplier.
Supplier.
The UK's largest supplier of office equipment.
Supply.
Supply.
I've only got a week's supply of tablets left. There was a plentiful supply of cheap labour.
The nation's fuel supplies will not last forever. To protect the food supply, the government ordered the slaughter of affected cattle. Supplies are brought in by air.
Trucks loaded with emergency supplies.
Foreign aid used to buy medical supplies.
The public water supply.
If you fail to pay your bill, you run the risk of having your electricity supply cut off.
The military government is trying to stop the supply of guns to the rebels.
Paint for the project was supplied by the city.
An informer supplied the police with the names of those involved in the crime.
They were arrested for supplying drugs to street dealers.
The lounge was well supplied with ashtrays.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
The law of supply and demand.
Supply line.
Supply line.
The threat to supply lines.
Supply-side economics.
Supply-side economics.
Supply teacher.
Supply teacher.
Support.
Support.
The bill was supported by a large majority in the Senate.
We need to support our teachers in their efforts to raise standards.
My wife supported me enormously. I have a wife and 2 children to support.
She supports her family by teaching evening classes.
I have no idea how I'm going to support myself.
There are a handful of charities which I support regularly.
The middle part of the bridge is supported by 2 huge towers.
During sleep, our spine no longer needs to support the weight of our body.
I got to my feet, supporting myself on the side of the table.
The results support our original theory. There is little evidence to support such explanations.
Which team do you support? I've supported Liverpool all my life.
I don't think they support that version of the programme anymore.
This land can't support many cattle.
Because of pollution, this lake is now too acid to support fish.
Healthy soil that can support plant life.
He turned to crime to support his habit.
Local people have given us a lot of support in our campaign.
There was widespread support for the war.
They signed a petition in support of the pay claim. They signed a petition in support of the pay claim.
He had the full support of the General Committee.
I couldn't have made it through those times without the support of my boyfriend, Rob. The European Union is considering whether to provide financial support for the expedition. With your support, we can help these youngsters.
The roof may need extra support.
The wooden supports of the bridge.
She grabbed at his shoulders for support.
My own research provides some support for this view.
Our technical support team.
We played support to a band called Shallow.
The support band.
The support act.
Logistical support.
Supporter.
Supporter.
One of Bush's staunchest supporters.
Supporters of animal rights legislation.
Manchester United supporters.
Support group.
Support group.
Supporting.
Supporting.
Supportive.
Supportive.
My family were very supportive throughout the divorce.
Suppose.
Suppose.
I suppose you're right.
So things worked out for the best, I suppose. Aren't you pleased? Yes, I suppose so. Can we come with you? Oh, I suppose so.
I suppose you thought you were being clever.
I suppose it's too late to apply for that job now.
She looked about 50, I suppose.
I don't suppose you have any idea where my address book is, do you?
I don't suppose you'd give me a lift to the station.
I don't suppose I'll ever see her again.
Do you suppose this is the exact spot? Who on earth do you suppose could have done this?
How do you suppose he got here?
It sounds like things aren't going too well for you lately. What's that supposed to mean?
Look, suppose you lost your job tomorrow. What would you do? Supposing it really is a fire. We're supposed to check out of the hotel by 11 o'clock.
I'm not supposed to tell anyone.
What time are you supposed to be there? No one was supposed to know about it.
The meeting was supposed to take place on Tuesday, but we've had to postpone it.
The castle is supposed to be haunted.
Dirty Harry is supposed to be one of Eastwood's best films. Mrs. Carver is supposed to have a lot of money.
There were many more deaths than was first supposed.
What makes you suppose we're going to sell the house?
There's no reason to suppose he's lying.
The company's plan supposes a steady increase in orders.
Supposed.
Supposed.
Gossip about Emma's supposed affair with Peter.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
How could a supposedly intelligent person be so stupid?
Anne is coming for a visit in March, supposedly.
Supposition.
Supposition.
His version of events is pure supposition.
The police are acting on the supposition that she took the money.
Suppository.
Suppository.
Suppress.
Suppress.
The uprising was ruthlessly suppressed. The police were accused of suppressing evidence.
Harry could scarcely suppress a smile.
Suppressed anger.
The virus suppresses the body's immune system.
The suppression of opposition parties.
Supranational.
Supranational.
A supranational organization.
Supremacist.
Supremacist.
Supremacy.
Supremacy.
Japan's unchallenged supremacy in the field of electronics.
Supreme.
Supreme.
The supreme Allied commander in Europe.
A country where the car reigns supreme.
Supreme courage in the face of terrible danger.
It required a supreme effort to stay awake. A matter of supreme importance.
Supreme being.
Supreme being.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
Supremely.
Supremely.
A supremely talented player.
Supremo.
Supremo. Surcharge.
Surcharge.
A 10% surcharge on airline tickets.
Sure.
Sure.
That's Sarah's cousin. Are you sure?
What time does the show start? I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a logical explanation for all this.
Are you sure that you know how to get there? My mother, I felt sure, had not met him before.
Henry wasn't sure how to answer this.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly.
He wasn't even sure of his mother's name.
They were talking about her. She was sure of that.
That's the man I saw in the building last night. Are you quite sure about that?
Did you lock the front door? I think so, but I'd better make sure.
I wanted to make sure you were all right.
First, make sure the printer has enough paper in it. I'll walk you home, just to make sure no one bothers you.
Spain made sure of their place by holding Japan to a 1-1 draw.
Thomas would be sorry. She would make sure of that.
Are you sure you really want a divorce? Carla says she's very sure of her love for Tony. One thing's for sure. We'll never be able to move this furniture on our own.
Those black clouds are a sure sign of rain.
He's sure to get nervous and say something stupid. There was only one sure way of finding out, and that was to visit him.
United must beat Liverpool to be sure of winning the championship.
You can be sure of one thing. There'll be a lot of laughs.
Kids nowadays seem very sure of themselves. Be sure to ring and let us know you've got back safely.
No one knows for sure what really happened. We'll always need teachers, that's for sure.
Can you pick me up later? Sure thing.
It was difficult to be sure, but somehow we managed to finish the job.
If I could get you out of there, I sure as hell would.
Sure enough, Mike managed to get lost. Can you give me a ride to work tomorrow? Sure.
Thanks for your help, Karen. Sure. It sure is hot out here.
I sure hope they get there all right.
Sure, Joey's happy now, but will it last?
Surefire.
Surefire. Children soon learn that bad behavior is a surefire way of getting attention. A surefire recipe for success.
Sure-footed.
Sure-footed.
The hill ponies are very sure-footed. We need a sure-footed government which understands the nature of the economic challenges we face.
Surely.
Surely.
You must have heard about the riots, surely. There must surely be some explanation.
The chairman's just handed in his resignation. Surely not. Such sinners will surely be punished.
Surety.
Surety.
Surf.
Surf. Surface.
Surface.
Dead leaves floated on the surface of the water.
Nearly 10% of the Earth's surface is covered by ice. Nearly 10% of the Earth's surface is covered by ice.
Gas bubbles in any liquid tend to rise to the surface. The tunnel was some 300 feet below the surface.
The surface of the vase.
The road surfaces tend to be worse in the towns than in the country.
A frying pan with a non-stick surface.
Mould growing on the cheese's surface. On the surface, it seems a simple story. Half an hour later, Enid had calmed down. at least on the surface.
I sensed a lot of tension and jealousy beneath the surface.
Prejudice is never far beneath the surface in the region.
Violence has risen to the surface in the inner city.
Keep kitchen surfaces clean and tidy.
Work on a clean, flat surface. How many surfaces does a cube have?
Rumours about the killings have begun to surface in the press.
The jealousy that had surfaced in her. Last year, tools surfaced again in Cuba.
Divers surfacing near the boat.
Joe never surfaces before midday on Sunday.
The Navy's surface forces.
Beneath the surface calm, she felt very insecure.
Surface area.
Surface area.
Surface male.
Surface male.
Surface tension.
Surface tension.
Surface-to-air missile.
Surface-to-air missile.
Surface-to-surface missile.
Surface-to-surface missile.
Surfboard.
Surfboard.
Surfeit.
Surfeit.
Surfer.
Surfer.
Surfing.
Surfing.
When we were in Hawaii, we went surfing every day.
Surf and turf. Surf and turf.
Surge.
Surge.
The taxi surged forward.
The crowd surged through the gates.
She could feel anger surging inside her.
A wave surged up towards them.
Adrenaline surged through her veins.
Oil prices surged.
A surge of excitement. A surge in food costs.
A surge of reporters' interest in his finances.
A surge of refugees into the country.
A device that protects your computer against electrical surges.